me say firsthand that I grew up my father was a bootlegger. That's to say, we lived in the state of Oklahoma, and even in the 1950s, it was a dry state. You couldn't buy alcohol anywhere in that state. It's against the law. And therefore, people had to buy it illegally. And my father would drive up to Missouri or Kansas or Arkansas, very near where we lived. He would buy it there and bring it into Oklahoma illegally, and then he would sell it. He sold it to the mayor, the chief of police, a number of ministers, and doctors, and quote, respectable people. And so I didn't really think anything about it. My dad was in the beverage business. Of course, it was illegal. But fortunately, he also supplied all the whiskey for the annual Christmas party for the police department. And he had grown up on the wrong side of the tracks with the guys who became cops. All those guys in the neighborhood became cops or crooks or auto mechanics or welders. So they all knew each other. They knew my dad was not really a bad guy. He wasn't like one of the bad guys. And so he got along pretty well with him. Anyway, we grew up in a house where the only music you'd hear would be country and western music on the radio. There was no TV at that time at all. And there were no books in our house. And my grandparents were all originally been farmers in the Ozarks, the kind of hillbillies. And one of my paternal grandfather was a rancher. He drove horses with the Bronco Buster. And he became a soldier in the First World War, and then became a cop and a fireman. So these were all people of a very working class background. And they used the word ain't and things like that. They had strong southern and southwestern accents too. That's a little bit of the context of this. Maybe too much. This is the last one. It's called Children's Story. Ronnie did not want to take a nap. Why take a nap? He wasn't sleepy. It was the middle of the day. The teacher said it was time to take a nap. Look at the other boys and girls. They're lying down to take their naps. That's fine for them, thought Ronnie. And he said, I ain't going to take no goddamn nap. The teacher looked funny. He thought she was like a babysitter, but she was different. With the palm of her hand, she gave him a little whack on his behind. Now don't you talk like that, she said. You behave, take your nap. Ronnie began to cry as he got down on the pallet where little cowboys and Indians were playing. He laid his head on the pallet and cried. Then, after a while, he stopped crying because he had fallen asleep. Later, he and the other children woke up. They rolled up their pallets and started to play a game with the teacher. Then, it was time for his mother to come with the other mothers. And there she was. The teacher told her that Ronnie had said, "God damn." He did? Said his mother. Well, you can't say that at school, she told him. And they went home together. Thank you.